Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So we got some announcements of Phase 5 and 6 of the MCU, and I'm super excited to talk about them. As you guys know, I'm a big Marvel fan. I've just rewatched the Infinity Saga. I haven't watched Phase 4 yet. I'm still catching up with Ms. Marvel, and She-Hulk's dropping in a couple of weeks. So I'm super excited for that. And yeah, because Phase 5, this is not going to include She-Hulk and Wakanda Forever, but I am going to be ranking the Phase 5 through 6 movies and shows by my excitement of them, right? And I did a lot of thinking about this, and I was like, okay, this is hard to rank all of them without seeing anything. But I definitely have my top 7 that I'm pretty excited for, that I'm like, okay, I have a pretty good idea of what I'm excited for out of those top 7 ones. The rest are kind of, whatever, because, they're kind of so-so for me, because, one, I haven't read the comics, so I don't know some of these characters that they're going to do, but I am excited of what the MCU is going to bring in the future. And I'm super excited for that because, again, the MCU is my favourite film franchise of all time. So, let's talk about this, because I will do more videos on these movies, so I'm excited to talk about these. So, I'm going to start from the bottom and work my all the way up to the top, and I'm super excited because, again, MCU is my favourite movie series of all time, so I'm excited. Number 15 is going to be Thunderbolts. Now, I don't know much about the Thunderbolts, and I don't know if I need a Marvel version of the Suicide Squad, because I'm one of those people, like, yeah, sure, because they already try to make the Suicide Squad be like Guardians of the Galaxy. Now they want to make their own Suicide Squad, and I don't know, like, again, these are stuff that we haven't got trailers for. We have got some trailers, but not for a lot of these. These are just title announcements, alright? So, Thunderbolts we don't really know anything about, so I am open to it though. I'm kind of curious of what is going to happen with that. So, yeah, I'm excited for that. I am excited for all these shows, just letting everyone know, but I am excited for more than others. So, number 14 is Secret Invasion. It does sound interesting having the Skrulls invade Earth. So, I think that might be, I think it will be a cool concept. There's just something about it that doesn't really hype me as much as the other ones. But I am excited to see how they work because, again, if you remember, Talos is also going to be in the series, the Captain Marvel Skrull. I'm super excited for that, and also the last time we saw him and Nick Fury was in Spider-Man Far From Home. So I'm super curious on how Far From Home and Secret Invasion ties together. So I'm very curious about that. And number 13 is going to be Ironheart. I'm alright with Marvel experimenting with new characters, even if it's like characters, how do I put it? Like, basically characters based on their Phase 1 characters. So they already have a Thor not a variant. Most of them are variants, right? So, except for, Hawkeye, Kate Bishop is not a variant. She's our main one. My Thor, she's not a variant. She-Hulk. Yeah, She-Hulk is a variant. And also, Captain Carter's a variant. So, Ironheart, I am curious to see what they go with. Apparently, she's going to be in Wakanda Forever. I'm curious on what they're going to do with that character in the universe, because I don't really know much about some of these characters that they're going approach on the big screen. So I'm excited for what they're going to do with Ironheart. So number 12 is the Agatha show. Agatha was one of the best bits of WandaVision, and WandaVision is my favourite of the Disney Plus shows. That and Hawkeye are amazing. I think that they're just incredible Disney Plus shows. So I think that having Agatha's own story, like having that whole bit in WandaVision where it was like her in the 50s or whatever, and like all of the different witches, like her mother and stuff, were basically given their powers over to her, even though that they weren't trying to do that. They were trying to capture her, obviously, but somehow the powers get sucked into Agatha. That was interesting. So if that's what they're trying to plan on doing with this Agatha series, I think that it's going to be great if they do that and explore some of her magic powers and how she ended up in WandaVision. Even though that it was more like a one to put a spell on everyone, maybe if it's like a prequel, they could do it like she goes to Westview and has Avengers in Westview, and then the whole spell with Wanda happens. But I'm very excited to see how this Agatha series works out. Now, number 11 is Loki Season 2. Now, I liked the first season of Loki. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it either. They haven't really followed up on some questions that I had in this series, so I'm curious on what they're going to do with bringing it back, because Loki and Sylvie wrecked the multiverse, so I'm curious that's how we get time to No Way Home. Multiverse of Madness, that was a whole different way of doing the multiverse. So I can see why people are like all over the place on why Phase 4 doesn't have a clear direct vision. To be fair, Phase 1 didn't either. They only knew that they were building to Avengers. But it's like, Thor doesn't fit with Iron Man doesn't fit with Captain America doesn't fit with Hulk. So I think the MCU is good at working with movies that don't fit and then building them to something. So I think that it is going to play out. I'm just curious on what they're going to do with Loki Season 2, because they haven't really been following up on that. But it looks like this is going to be the season that they would have to follow up on that. Now, number 10 is Blade. There's another character there's another project that I have higher up on the list that I'm excited to see. Now, I haven't seen much of that either, but I am going to watch them to prepare. They're probably not going to be connected, but I am going to watch those things leading up to that show coming out. So, but yeah, Blade. I have a box set of the Wesley Snipes Blade. I can't wait to watch them. I can't wait to watch Blade 1, Blade 2, and Blade Trinity. I cannot wait to watch them because Wesley Snipes plays Blade in the originals. Now Mahershala Ali, which I haven't seen him in anything really, is playing Blade in this one. So I'm curious on what they're going to do with that, because they didn't really do much with, they haven't bring any of the characters that we've seen from other movies into the MCU. Technically Professor X, but even that was more of a variant. The only ones that we've really truly had this is those characters from other movies are Toby and Andrew as Spider-Man and their villains. Those are the only ones. But I'm super excited to see what they do with Blade. And, of course, all these movies will lead up to my number one, which I'm super excited to talk about, which I will talk about in another video, separate video. So, number 9 is Fantastic Four. I think the first Fantastic Four movie is a little slow in points, but there are some good moments. I love Rise of the Silver Surfer. I think that's a really good movie. I haven't seen the Fantastic movie, even though they'll have it right here. I'm Sorry, I have a thing up there that I'm watching, but I am kind of avoiding to watch this. But I have seen the original two movies, so I'm excited to see what they do with the Fantastic Four. But again, it's one of those things where it's like I don't know what you're gonna do with them really. But I am curious to see what they are going to do with the Fantastic Four, and I want to know if John Krasinski's coming back as Mr. Fantastic. As he appeared in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, I'm super excited to see if they're going to bring him back, and they're going to bring Emily Blunt as Invisible Woman, because I really want them to be it, and also, like, two people that have been rumoured for a long time for Human Torch, which I'm totally on board for, is both Zac Efron, which I'm totally down for. He's in some movies that I really like Baywatch, which I think is a really underrated comedy, and also The Greatest Showman, which is my second favourite musical, right behind Grease. And I need to see the High School Musicals, but don't worry, I will get there. And the other one was Declan Montgomery from Stranger Things, and also the recent Power Rangers movie. I'm down for those two choices. If either of those two are the Human Torch and Fantastic Four, I'll be sold. Declan Montgomery or Zac Efron's Human Torch, and if Emily Blunt is in it and John Krasinski is returning, I'll be down to see Fantastic Four. So I'm curious. So that's why Fantastic Four is kind of in the middle for me. Number 8 is Echo. Now, I don't really want to see this, but the only reason why I'm putting it this high, and higher than some of the other Marvel Disney Plus shows, is because Daredevil and Kingpin are going to be in the series, played by Vincent D'Onofrio and I was about to say Ben Affleck, not Ben Affleck, Joey Cox, which we already got confirmed from Spider-Man No Way Home. I'm super excited, which I do need to watch the Daredevil series, but don't worry, I will do reviews on that, and I will also do reviews on, if I have them here, I will do reviews on the movie and the Elektra movie. I know that they're not canon, but still, I want to review them because I haven't seen them before. But I'm very excited to do that. But yeah, Echo is that high just because Kingpin and Daredevil are going to be in it. And because what has been set up in Hawkeye, obviously there's something to do with Kingpin and Echo from that series they're going to carry over into the Echo show. So I'm super excited for that. Number 7 is Ant-Man the Wasp Quantumania. Now they didn't release both Ant-Man the Wasp Quantumania and I think it was Guardians 3. They didn't air any footage for out to the general public, but they are two movies that are very high on my list. One, I like the first Ant-Man better than I used to, but I like Ant-Man the Wasp better. I think I prefer the Wasp kind of stuff in that movie, and having the dynamic of Evangeline Lilly and Paul Rudd as Ant-Man and Wasp and their chemistry together. I think that I prefer that more than their chemistry in the original Ant-Man. Even though I do love the first Ant-Man, I think that Ant-Man the Wasp is more enjoyable than the first Ant-Man for me. But that's why I'm excited for this one, because apparently Cassie Lang is also going to be part of this. They did recast her, which I don't know why you would recast someone that's been recast, I don't know, 3 times? I don't know if it was the same child actress that played in the first Ant-Man and second Ant-Man. But if not, you've already recast her 3 times. Just pick. Like, yeah, I get from Ant-Man and Wasp to Endgame, that was only a year apart. So I get that you would have to grow her up. But like the fact that you changed her 4 times for each movie is crazy. But I am super excited because I'm interested in seeing Kane and how that is going to lead up into these other 2 movies that I have higher on the list. But I'm super excited for this Ant-Man movie because I think Ant-Man 3 is going to be some of the best time travel that we've seen. And I'm a big time travel fan, like Back to the Future, Endgame obviously, Deadpool 2. I'm super excited for AntMan the Wasp: Quantumania. Number 6, Captain America: New World Order was alright with Falcon and Winter Soldier, but the highlight was definitely the first time you saw that shield fly in, and then Sam goes into the window and then catches the shield and looks up. And I thought that him as Captain America was great. That whole bit in the finale was some of the greatest bits of Falcon and Winter Soldier I've ever seen. So I'm curious on what they're going to do with this New World Order, right? Because I'm a big Captain America fan. I don't have a Funko Pop of him, but I do love Chris Evans' portrayal. I do love the character of Falcon, and the fact that Endgame transitions into Falcon and Winter Soldier, and then Falcon and Winter Soldier transitions into Captain America: New World Order, gets me super, super hyped for this movie. I cannot wait. Now, this is my top 5, alright? Top 5. This is where we get super interesting. Number 5 is the Avengers: The Kang Dynasty. This one I am less excited for than another one that's announced. If you catch up on movie news and that sort of stuff in Comic-Con, and you at Comic-Con, or you saw the live feed and stuff like that, you probably know. But I think that the Kang Dynasty will be... Like, there is another Avengers film that I'm more excited about. But the Kang Dynasty does intrigue me because Kang's getting introduced in Quantumania. And Kang is the sole villain of the Kang Dynasty. Like, he's in the title. So that gets me really excited that we're getting a new big bad. Like, I would have thought, because you're doing the whole cosmic stuff, especially since we dealt with Thanos in especially in Infinity War and Endgame, I would have thought that they wouldn't do the multiverse stuff, even though I do love the multiverse stuff. I love what they've been doing in Multiverse of Madness and No Way Home and stuff like that, and the different ways of exploring the multiverse in the MCU. But I think that it would have been cooler if they did Galactus. But I think that Galactus would be... How do I put it? I think Galactus here... This could be a whole nother video. I'm not going to go for too long here, but I'm just going to say, I think that needs to be the final movie of the MCU saga, right? So I think that you need to have Galactus, as in like Avengers Galactus, and you need it, or Marvel Studios Galactus, and you tell the movie Galactus, and then you put the heroes and the villains all in it, and you basically do like a space version of what the end of Lego Marvel Superheroes was, where all the Avengers and all the villains go fight Galactus. I think that's what you do, because by that point you've set up the Fantastic Four and X-Men. You go fight this bigger bad in space, and then you go back to where it all started, which was the Infinity Saga. So I think that's the way that you would do it. But I am interested in the Kang Dynasty and what they're going to do with time travel in that movie, because Kang is a time travel villain, and that really excites me. Now, number 4. I haven't seen the show yet. Like I said in Echo, I haven't seen the show yet. The original show, or the movie. I know it's not connected, but anyway. Daredevil Born Again is at my number 4. Because if you go back and watch my She-Hulk trailer, by the time this airs, I've already posted my special look reaction, right? So, but that second trailer, that main trailer, when Daredevil popped up, I lost my mind. I was like, because at first when you saw him flip in, and I was like, who is it? And then when you saw because like, one, you can't tell it's Daredevil. I guess you could by the flip, but I didn't realise that was Daredevil. But as soon as it started panning up, and you saw the batons, I was like, oh my god, it's Daredevil! So I lost my mind. So I'm super excited for Daredevil. I'm curious on how they're going to bring Daredevil and Kingpin. Like, I know they've already brought them into the MCU, but I'm curious on how they do those shows, like their version of the show in the MCU, since I don't think it's really connected. But I am interested and intrigued by Daredevil Born Again. So I'm super excited for that. I can't wait. And I think that the red, as much as I love the red suit, I think I'm growing to like the yellow and red suit that Marvel is going with. But I'm really excited for that. Now, number 3, I actually really watched the first one, and I think it's really underrated. I love Captain Marvel, and number 3 for me is the Marvels. I'm super excited for the Marvels. I cannot wait. I can't wait to see the Marvels. The fact that they're going to have Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel, and Monica Rambeau from WandaVision in this movie, and we're going to have that trio. And there's some lines of like Maria Rambeau and WandaVision, and they're like, I don't know, they're talking about calling for help, and then I think Kat Dennings, Darcy was like, "What about Captain Marvel?" And she's like, "No, don't want to talk about that." I think is gonna build some interesting conversations that we're gonna have in the Marvels, which I'm super excited. And I haven't watched the season finale of Miss Marvel yet, but I have seen that after credits scene, and I am curious by how that's going to lead into the Marvels. So I'm very curious about that. Number 2 is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Now, apparently they did show some Comic-Con footage, and I am really interested because, again, didn't release to the public, but Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is one of my favourite MCU films of all time. And I love the first one, but I think the second one, they knew what they were doing. And I will eventually get to my thoughts on Guardians 2 when I review the MCU movies. But I think Guardians 2, James Gunn found his footing. He knew what direction he wanted to take with the Guardians. And the fact that, like, there are some people that don't like that, but I think that there's enough fans of the second one that really do like it. So I think that James Gunn and Marvel Studios are looking at that and going like, you know what, let's do that type of humour with this one, but mix in with some emotional stuff. Basically like the first one, but I hope it has kind of more, like, kind of some of the same kind of style of jokes as the second one. Not the exact same jokes, but the same style of jokes as in the second one, which I am very curious. And then, my number 1 is my most anticipated Marvel film in a long time. And this is one that has been rumoured forever. And that is Secret Wars. Secret Wars, of course, like the... Apparently, because we heard rumours about how the Russo brothers are intrigued if they get to direct Secret Wars. So the fact that they might bring them in gets me excited. And the fact that you will bring back Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man, and you'll bring in Ben Affleck back as Daredevil, Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, Andrew Garfield back as Spider-Man, and maybe Jennifer Garner as Elektra, and you'll bring in Ang Lee's Hulk, and you'll also bring in, I know, I'm looking up here, Nick Cage's Punisher, Ghost Rider, sorry. And you also bring in the original Fantastic Four with Jessica Alba and Chris Evans, and you also bring the new one with Michael B. Jordan and Miles Teller. That alone, and the fact that you might also bring some of the newer X-Men characters from the recent X-Men movies. Like, those haven't been confirmed, but there are rumours definitely about, and also it's a multiverse. So I think it's gonna happen. And apparently there were some rumours that, like, things like Ben Affleck's Daredevil and stuff would cut from Multiverse of Madness. So I think that they are definitely going to put them in Secret Wars, which makes me very excited about Secret Wars, because that alone, Secret Wars is amazing. I am going to do a video just on Secret Wars, because there's definitely a lot of things that I want to say about this movie that I have to say, and things that I want to see in it. So I'm very excited about Avengers Secret Wars. I think that alone, like, if the fact that they're calling this the Multiverse Saga and they're ending it with Secret Wars, I think, I'm not saying that it has a chance. Well, it probably does. If they bring back all these characters, and I get those things that I want, it'll be my favourite MCU movie, my favourite Marvel movie of all time, my favourite movie of all time, because my favourite movie of all time at the moment is Avengers Endgame. Because one, that movie holds a special place in my heart because of the experience I saw it, the people I saw it with, the seeing everyone come out of those portals for the first time, the signatures at the end, seeing those for the first time with an audience, and again, Tamworth is nowhere where people clap, but the fact that I saw that on a big screen, and the film version of the main on the end with the Avengers theme and the bana, I was like, oh my god, I lost my mind. So I feel like that Secret Wars has got to do something with that. Like, you either come behind Endgame, or you're better than Endgame, right? So I don't think there's any, like, Endgame and Secret Wars are number one. It's got to be either Secret Wars is number one, or Secret Wars is number two behind Endgame. Or it's number three behind No Way Home, because No Way Home, again, means so much to me. So, yes. So, guys, that is my excitement levels for Phase 5 and 6. Phase 5 and 6. So, guys, please hit the like button down below if you haven't already. Hit subscribe. Also, hit the little bell icon to notify future videos I make. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Bye.
Hey there. Subscribe to my channel. And also press this bell icon.